Ugh. Alright, we got something. Let me check. Alright, we got something. Perfect. Sound is working fine for me. Let's go ahead and get this show started. So, need to exit X-Plane for a minute. Come up to... refresh that, make sure. Exit X-Plane for a minute. Come up to... Alright. Sim brief. Airline AAL, flight number 3120. KPSP, KPHX. There we go. Airframe is the 737-800. There we go. Sorry if it's a little loud in the background. There's... Okay. Alright. Hour and 15 minutes, departure 31 left, arrival runway 26, taxi out 20 minutes, taxi in 20 minutes, sure. 20 on both sides, 5 on the fuel, altitudes, auto passengers. Let's see what Zebo wants to do. Ground, fuel, weight, and balance, payload. It will take, it seems, like whatever we want. Alright. Toga thrust, welcome. Alright, let's do... There's about 9,200 pounds of cargo. Passengers will take 154. CFW will be auto. Altitude will be auto. Pretty short flight getting out of here and into Phoenix before we'll pick up the 75 or 76 into Reno and then Seattle. Generate the flight. Still talking to me from the future. Yep. Alright. Print and view PDF on Safari. Oh, refresh it. There we go. Move that. Charts. You won't be able to see the tablet, but I can run all the stuff I need off the tablet now. It's kind of nice. Alright. Alright, airtime. Oof. It's going to be short. 47 minutes in the air. Block fuel 17,130 pounds. So we'll just go 17,200 pounds. ZFW, or payload. What's our payload going to be? According to SimBrief, it is going to have 42.7. So the payload's going to be 42,700 pounds. Okay. 42,700. Enter. Alright, packs. So how many passengers do we have total? That'll work. ZFW here says 137.7 ton. 137.7. Our estimate is 134.58. There is a little bit of discrepancy between Zebo and ForeFlight, but that'll work. Alright. So the reason it wasn't at 8 o'clock was because the mic, my mic was like not working for me and I couldn't figure out why. It was a really stupid reason why it wasn't working, but yeah. Uh-oh, where's X-Plane sound? Audio. Oh no. Okay. So, I have had an issue with X-Plane where the sound disappears. I don't have any, and it doesn't show up here. And I've never been able to figure out why. So we're going to have to kill X-Plane and restart it. I think I know the reason, but I'm still a little bit hesitant if that's the actual issue. So, yeah. We'll see if we get any more people watching. It's been about 10 months since I did a live stream or anything on the channel. So, yeah, after I left for basic training, FS9, I had uninstalled FS9 off the desktop because of lack of space. I had to be able to run prepared and X-Plane and FS 2020 for work purposes. So FS9 kind of took a back seat, and then I finally uninstalled it. And then I reinstalled it now because I got an additional 2 terabytes of data. But it's still not exactly where I'd like it to be. I'm going to just use it for the MD11 only if I do end up using it at all. But for the most part, it's probably going to be uninstalled for a while. I have it on my laptop. I'm planning to do a few FS9 videos when I'm at back at Little Rock for the channel. But in terms of actual like full flights and everything, we shall see. Alright, we'll let this load up again. So yeah, for X-Plane, it's the Zebo Mod 737. I would like to... I'm hoping to use the level up soon when it comes out, but it hasn't come out yet. And then X Ambience Pro is supposed to release on the 17th of December, but... well, it was supposed to be on the 11th of December, then they moved it to the 17th. Then on the 17th it says releasing shortly. And it's been saying releasing shortly ever since. Or coming out shortly. And then finally, today, or a couple days ago, the people on X Ambience's HST's Discord said that there would be a giveaway. And then like they said, and maybe something more on New Year's Eve. So they were like, I don't know. They were alluding that it was going to release today. And then finally said that, oh, nothing's going to be releasing today. So I don't... X Ambience I've kind of given up on that ever seeing that out on get released. But it is what it is. So am I done with P3D? Well, I never really got into P3D. I haven't ever gotten it to a point to where it's stable enough to actually fly, or enough add-ons to be able to fly it like I would want. X-Plane I think is just easier to get into, especially because of how open it is. It's open source. There's a lot better freeware out there. The airplanes I think are a little bit higher quality. At least the 7.5, 7.6, and the Tallus. In terms of the PMDG airplanes, yes, I missed the 747, but we'll have those in Microsoft Flight Sim soon enough. I'm not really getting the Flight Factor A320 because we'll be seeing the 320 from Phoenix Sim in the simulator, or FS 2020 this year. Same with the 737. I really don't think I'm going to get the PMDG 7.3 for any of the other sims because it's coming out for Microsoft Flight Sim soon enough. And there's some others as well. But just Prepared is a lot older in terms of its kind of stuff. Oh, here you can see what X Enviro does. So I think this is what default X-Plane looks like. No, this is not what default X-Plane looks like. Let's see here. See here, I'll show you what XEnviro does. There's XEnviro. So this is default X-Plane. This is what X-Plane with just ortho for XP looks like. Alright. Now, once I add XEnviro, and you turn it on, you'll immediately see the atmosphere gets a lot more blue. It adds a more realistic haze effect. The sun turns colors, it makes it look a lot nicer. I can also add seasons, so settings. You won't be able to see it here, but if I go... Oh, it's still waiting to add clouds. There it goes. But you can see it changes the colors. And up north it adds snow. So, I'll leave them off for, well... I'll keep them off for right now, the seasonal changes, just because it looks better down here without them. But once we start heading north, that's when I'll add it in the seasons and stuff. So for the fly-by-wire, I like it, but it is the lack of VNAV and some of the other features. It's just a little bit harder to use, I think, especially when I'm not at home on my full sim. Flying it with just a little joystick is a little bit difficult sometimes, especially in terms of how I have a small screen. It's like 15-inch laptop screen instead of a 32-inch monitor, so it's a little bit harder in general. But small gripe. Yes, the P3D stutters. There's a lot of noise here. Alright, let's see. There, we got our sound back. Let's try it. See, now we have sound again. I don't understand why it randomly loses sound, but that's what it is. Camera utilities on. Oh, they were on. Ground power. Set those to nav. Come down the side. Yaw damper stays off. Fuel pump stay off. That goes to battery. That'll go to ground power. Bus transfer stays on. That's good. Window heat comes on. Engine 1 and 2 hydraulic pumps stay on. That's already on auto. Packs go to high. APU bleeds is off. Anti-collision is off. Those go to steady. Alright. Let's let that start aligning. So, there's some cool things I can do now. One is on the iPad, which you won't be able to see, but if you notice, my mouse probably isn't moving, but I can still type everything in. So, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to grab off a sim brief. Grab the flight plan real fast. We'll get that going in. Alright. Reference airport is Kilo Papa Sierra Papa. Gate is 7. Set IRS position, we can go to... We should have stuff there. We don't. Interesting. Alright, we'll align on the GPS. Left. There we go. Route. PSP to Phoenix. Flight number is AAL3120. Runway is going to be 31 left. Activate departure. It's going to be 3-1 left, direct. There is no actual departure we're following today. It's going to be direct to BLH. The VOR. And then the Hider 1. So, super fast flight today. There's the Hider 1 from BLH. Onto, we'll take ILS 26. We'll take ILS 26 there. Come to legs. Got vectors there. Alright. Initial reference, we can go to index perf. Gross weight, plan. What is our plan fuel? 11.6. Reserves 5. Cost index is 74. Cruise altitude is 310. This is unable cruise altitude. Alright, jeez. Okay. So, according to SimBrief, top of climb doesn't work. Alright. So, we will take... We'll take 250 then. Yeah. We'll take flight level 250. I know there's a steep descent after Limo. I'm following the sim brief. Let's see what Limo looks like. Limo says 7,000, Cheval is 4,000. That's fine. Okay, that'll work. We'll see how that goes. Alright, cruise wind. It's gonna be 288 at 42. ISA deviation. It's gonna be +1. Oh. Gotta hit the other half. Alright. Transition altitude is 18,000. Take off. CG flaps, we'll do a flaps. See what flaps 5 gives us here. That's fine. We can do that. 14, 115, 129. Gross weight. Takeoff weight's good. QRH on. Alright. Insufficient fuel. Let's go to fuel payload. Fuel truck call. Performance takeoff. I still have yet to figure this thing out. Reason being, I'll throw in all my info here. Takeoff weight is 106.7. And I can grab these real fast. Optimum max. It's giving us all of this stuff that we need. Runway is 3-1 left. This is what I have never been able to figure out about the performance calculation. Because I throw all the info they need in. Altimeter is 29 or 56. Jeez. Let's see if it takes it. There we go. 29 or 56. Outside temperature is 16 degrees. Now, wind is 200 at 3. All of this, and all I get is my crosswind component. So that's what I'm a little bit confused about, is that there. You would think that it would give you more than a crosswind component, but if that's what it is, that's what it is. Are we getting some fuel here? At all? Nothing yet. I hear birds. Alright. Right now we have 8,000, 16,000, 17,000, 18. Okay, yep, we got fuel now. Alright. Next up, we need to pre-plan our pushback real fast. Better pushback, pre-plan. One thing I did love about... oh, I need to move. There we go. One thing I did like about AES and FS9 was not having to do this. It was already done for you, for every single pushback you did. Made it super easy. That'll work.
Round to cockpit, plan acknowledged. Call me through the menu when you are ready.
I want to see this. I think, yeah, I don't ever use the HUD on this plane because of how it is. Like, it's not collimated and it's just very bad quality for the most part. So I just hardly ever use it. That's one thing about PMG. They always collimated their displays. Just made it nice. Or P3D in general had a lot better displays. FS10inator said burb. Interesting. Am I using the SAM plugin? And if yes, no, I did not purchase the World Jetways. I have not needed to, really. So that I've noticed, I've not needed it. All right. Altimeters 29er 52. All right. Let's pop up to the top. Oh, you know what we can also do? Get Pack X going. Always good to have. So, start flight next. That's fine. We'll just do 50 minutes. Time until takeoff 28. Passenger count. Do like 129. That's fine. 25,000 is the cruising altitude. Next, aircraft has all of the above. Boarding music. American Airlines. Custom safety demo from American Airlines. No meals. They can serve drinks and snacks. Oh, great. I need to run it as administrator. Right click. Run. Now it's working. I also hear burb, so I use burb. So it's actually XEnviro. I've used both Enhanced Skyscapes and XEnviro. I prefer XEnviro though. I got it when it was on sale during the Christmas thing. So to me it just looks a little bit better. It's up to personal opinion though. Next, there we go. American has Wi-Fi, it has an IFE, doesn't serve meals. There it goes. Let's see if they're boarding. Need to go ground services, set shocks. Doors will open the forward entry. Yeah, we can do that in there. I'm still learning the Zebo. Skyscapes clouds would absolutely kill your FPS. Really? Is it? The X and Viro ones, they do hurt the FPS a little bit. Enhanced Skyscapes wasn't horrible. So over there, you can kind of see the clouds from X and Viro. Palm Springs is pretty notorious for not having too much, not having too many clouds, but yeah. So my landing lights are on. Don't know why that is. I'm not hearing anybody boarding in the back. Is it? Oh, that's why. I don't hear any sounds through them. That's weird. Fine, we'll continue. Alright. Oh, X-Vision. Did the clouds look pretty good with that? I mean, I saw a few of the screenshots you had shared. But, alright, fine, we'll close Pack X. Control-Shift-Escape. Pack X. And we'll try it again here. I have more issues with sound and audio than any other thing. Alright, yes, that works. 130. Yep. Got it. There, it's working now. Alright. Also had a bit of fun with FSET. Goodness me. Alright. Now we got some sound in the back. Okay. Oh, we don't need floodlight. We need panel. There they are. Oh, goodness. There we go. Main panel lights, get some of those on. ADFS flood, that don't need. There we go. Alright. Took a few screenshots, including one with the Sea Fury. It kills the autogen. Oh, tile proxy. So, have you seen... I hope that gets fixed. I should be able to move that further. That should be just because the... You see if the hydraulics fix that. That'll probably be after engine start. There it goes. Yep, now we have hydraulics. Keep those off for the moment. So yeah, FS9, I have not been using FS9 for a little while now. Mostly because I got a job in the flight sim industry as a side hobby. And that has required me to... It's required me to step away from FS9 for a little while. Just due to because the company doesn't support the simulator with the hardware we use. So, a little bit sad about it, but I have to move on at some point. I'm still going to do FS9, just not that often. 149 on the airspeed, flight direct. Did I turn both these on? Okay. Auto throttle arm. Just waiting on them to get ready to go. In the meantime, I can also grab I can close Discord. I can also close that. Anything to save on some space. Close that. And flights. So I've made a couple different flights recently. Some with the Tullis A340. This one was with the 757. Had a kind of hard landing, but it was very snowy. So that was a minus 120 feet per minute. The one I had last night was very good, minus 45. So going into Arizona, it looks like there's a little bit of snow to the north of us. We should be pretty clear sky all the way into Phoenix. Maybe a couple clouds out here just from this rain to the north there. Recently, you've been setting up your FS9 AI. It's tedious. You know, get in my world. What is that world that I'm getting into, Panos? Is that the, Let's see. I should be in here. I'm not. Mentioned that you would add AI traffic that's pretty current. Yes, so I did have AI. I was about to mention that. I'll have to see. My friend, he is the one that made it. Starts your simulator to automatically begin flight. Let me reset that. He made it and spent lots of hours getting up-to-date and current AI traffic for the flight sim for FS9, including the modern liveries, etc. We mentioned it. Yes, it was the MD11 stream, and I ended up turning the AI off because of how messed up it was. I've never been a big fan of AI. But he'd mentioned, I'll have to ask him and see if there's a possibility he could release it, the files, because it was the most up-to-date and most current set of AI traffic. Oh, that's going to need fixed. That's backwards. Make sure that's... Just making sure everything's good to go. I haven't flown the sim for a long time. Oh, that's the alpha. Need the Bravo. There it is. Reverse that. Done. There we go. So yeah, it did have all the up-to-date AI traffic. I'll have to ask him. Maybe there's a chance they could release it onto the Facebook group, because it is some of the best AI traffic I've seen in a long time. So, see how long we have to get out of here. About 1 minute left. Perfect. Alright, so we can go ahead and start the APU up top. Over to on. Wait for the low oil pressure light. There it is. Up to start. Alright, it's moving. Oh, okay, you're Michael Hunt. Oh, okay. That makes sense. Yeah, I'll have to ask him and see if we can get it released. We'll see. I'll play around with it a bit. Alright, boarding's complete. Ready for pushback. Oh, you said you had to move on from FS9? Yes. Yes, I did just say I have to move on from FS9. Okay. Ground services. GPU disconnect. Remove chocks. Better pushback. Request pushback. Anti-collision light on. Yeah, you're welcome. Feel free to stick along. See how X-Plane 11 looks compared to FS9. The departure should be pretty good. It's a real short flight over to Phoenix. and then I'm going to switch over to the flight factor, probably 767, 200 or 300, or the 75, we'll see. Flap to Reno, and then onwards to Seattle to end the night. And that should put us pretty close to midnight here in my time zone. Oh, that's weird. So that speed breaks up. And those are speed breaks down. But in the cockpit, that speed breaks up and that speed break. Okay. That's weird. We'll see if that fixes itself. I haven't been on the Facebook group. Flying Scotsman, nice to see you. It's been a little while. Haven't been on the Facebook group in a long time. X-Plane community is very... Yes, X-Plane community is very toxic. Seen people flaying for the smallest things. FS20, yep. I have my FS9 drive full of Flight Sim, Flight photos. All of these are FS9 photos. I have hundreds and probably thousands of them. Just they're all from separate flights. Just tons of them. So, all right, get ready to go here. Recirculation fans are off. Right pack off. Left pack off. Isolation valve goes to auto. Park brake gets set.
Starting pushback, and you may start engine.
There goes the jet bridge. Oh, door's open. There we go. We'll see if that stays like that. 19, 20. If you have good bass headphones, you can hear the bass quite well in this airplane. There they go. Now they're right. Is that door open? It is. Let's close that. And lock it while we're at it. Door lock, door lock. I thought it was around here somewhere. Maybe it's not. Flying Scotsman, we are headed to... Alright, first one's good. Oh, goodness. That's one thing with the Zebo. I can have all the fuel pumps off and the engine will still start, but okay. Flying Scotsman, we are headed to Phoenix, then Reno, then up to Seattle. Full ortho for XP for the entire flight. Everything. Oh, so that's FS9 group. I have no clue. I have not been on there since years. Second engine.
Operation complete. Set parking brake.
Okay.
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
Waiting for this engine. There's shut-off valve is off. Come up to the top. Ah, still getting used to that. Why are these? Oh, they're retractable. They're the halogens. Coming through here. Probes are on. Electrical on. These go to auto. Disconnect enhanced signals. Those go to auto. APU bleed comes off. Strobe and is stay there. These go to continue. That goes to both. let's flip these, because American doesn't use halogens. They use the LED landing lights, and it's only got 2.
Disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal will be on the right. We'll see you next time and have a great flight.
Yeah, and it'll be a nice trip, I think. Not too long, not too short. Alright, flaps are going to 5. Systems. Checking the ailerons. There's the elevators. Rudder. Set the brake to RTO. Go up to the top, do our last check. APU's off. That's going to go to generator 1. That's our main generator. And come across. Altitude is going to be 25,000. Landing altitude, I'm not even sure. I'll set that soon. Taxi lights on. Alright, we're ready to go. Short taxi over to 3-1 left. Oh, wrong one. Shift 4. Let's see. Did sim today and I got the max 8 again. Let's Jose. Oh, Jose. I was talking to Jose. What are all those sounds? All right. That's funny. I was talking to Jose earlier today. He is. I've not really asked about a group flight because I don't have FS9 at the moment on my big desktop. Well, I do, but I don't at the same time. It's installed, but I don't have add-ons. So it's pretty much stock default FS9. Not nearly as nice. Alright, now that we're out, we can turn on the terrain. We can set that to 5 nautical miles. Actually, we can keep it at 10. And we want the data. Come down here real fast. TCAS is going to go to TARA. Want to check across there. There we go. So, yeah, I was talking to Jose. I haven't done any main flights with him as of recent. But, yeah. Let's do it from the other side. There we go. I think right here will be a good shot. And over here. Nice. I can also run into the HUD layout status indicator. I can turn that off. Don't know, every time you message him, he doesn't like the message. Yeah, that's interesting. No, I haven't, most of the time if he does like a little stream or anything, it's going to be on the Facebook over anything else. So, in that regard, I haven't really seen too much of him, so. Scenery, this is freeware, as is a lot of good scenery for X-Plane. That is one nice thing about it, is you can get a lot more freeware for X-Plane than you can a lot of other sims. That's starting to change. Microsoft Flight Sim, I think, has the most amount of high-quality freeware airports I have seen in a long time. But for a long time, X-Plane's been the biggest one. Alright, so come up to the top. We're going to turn landing lights on. Runway turn off lights on. Strobe and steady. Logo off. Wheel well wing off. PA system. Okay. Alright. Whoa. Nope, nope, nope. So the mic is apparently armed to the toga switch. That's interesting. Alright. We'll turn on the chronometer. There we go. That's the one we want. Okay. We're just going to set that to 25,000. I should have done that a while ago. Alright. Alright. Let's go. Short 40-minute flight over to Phoenix. And I will mention my opinions on X-Plane 12 once we get off the ground shortly. 40% stabilized. Toga. That is auto throttle this summer, apparently. Alright. It doesn't like my takeoff config. There we go. I'll turn my sound down shortly. LNAV, VNAV. There's some turbulence out today. Flaps 1. Flaps up. Autopilot command. Alright. Can you not hear the sim or can you not hear me? Goodness, there's turbulence. Let me turn up my sound on my phone and see if I can hear it. Let me turn up my sound on my phone and see if I can. Oh. Yeah, you can't hear the sim. Alright, hold on a second. Would you look at that? X-Plane disappeared from here. So, in my audio settings, X-Plane is not showing up at all. Anywhere. Okay, that's weird. Let me turn up my sound on my phone. See. Oh. Yeah, you can't hear the sim. Alright, hold on a second. And there's nothing outside either. Would you look at that? No, so this stupid sound, I'm gonna have to figure out what's wrong with it. For some reason, X-Plane is going crazy with the sound. I have not been able to figure out the issue. I wonder if it's this DFX thing. Can you hear those announcements? I have an altitude disagree. Nothing. Alright, well, I guess for the first leg, you're just going to have to hear me. Yeah, if you guys can see that overlay, X-Plane 11 should have its sound here. As you can tell, there's nothing. I think it's this DFX, this stupid thing. I can about guarantee it's that. Oh my goodness, the sim. That is some turbulence. Oh goodness. Yeah. Static noise, siblings in the background. Yeah, that is weird. Yeah. I am not sure why that is, but that is odd. Well, I am sorry that you're not going to have sound for the first lag. I'll hopefully have that fixed for the second. Yeah, that is odd. Man, I'm sorry, guys. We'll set, well, we're not 2.9 or 5.2. Oh, that's what I was going to do. Customize realism. Is that where it's at, or is it in displays? There's one of them. General config, is it? There it is. Captain and captain. I want to sync them both, because that way I don't have to go double them up. No, so I have the honeycomb. So it is something with X-Plane. I think it is the... so I have two sound packs here that are running in the background. One is called Voice Meter, and one is called FX Sound. FX Sound, I think, is when I installed it. That's when the issue started happening. So that's what I think the issue is. Alright, you asked what or is that XEnviro I'm using? Yes, this is XEnviro that I'm using. Bought it a few days ago when it was on sale for Christmas. I am absolutely loving it. It is really, really good. And 1.17 is apparently going to bring out some really big changes to XEnviro in terms of the cloud generation and performance. So I'm really looking forward to that and possibly seeing better performance, because right now my performance is still not great. In one of these menus here, I can never seem to find it. Oh, that can go to ski as well. Oh, okay, there it's back. There is somewhere in here. Displays, is it? No. It can put your little FPS up there. But I can never find it, and I never know where it's at. Autofly it? No. Oh, callouts. I also need to do this. Yes, yes, yes. Not that one. Yes. No. Plus 100, yes. There we go. Is it FMS? No. Yeah, I'm not sure where it's at. That's... General config? Visual effects? No, general config. Maybe it's in here. I never know where that thing's at. Habitat? No, I don't know where it's at. It's in the settings somewhere. Landing for the full volumetric lights you need to turn off. Wait, landing pulse lights. Were those on? I thought I always had those off. Maybe they are on in here. It messes with the settings sometimes and you have to go in and reset everything. Exterior. Landing pulse light. No, they're off. Joseph Doak. Is that? I hope I didn't butcher the last name. Yikes. Yeah, Happy New Year to you as well. 1,000 remaining. It has been a long year for me. First half, did a ton of flying. Second half, not so much. I haven't flown an airplane since since July, middle of July of 2021, earlier this year. That's the last time I actually flew an airplane. In real life, I got really, really busy with other things, to the point where I was disconnected from aviation for a good 2.5 months, for other reasons. Hoping to get back into flying very soon here, though. Looking forward to doing some in Little Rock, Arkansas. So we'll see how that goes. Just got to get a waiver approved. If that happens, I will be set to go flying. Alright. Turn off those. Yeah, the pulse lights, they just kind of flash. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of pulsing lights. They're just not my forte. So yeah, so X Enviro, I'm really loving it. I mean, the look that it gives the sim is unparalleled. I think it looks almost as good as Microsoft Flight Sim in a way. Certainly is more stable in that regard. Way more stable than Microsoft Flight Simulator ever has been, for me at least. So, and at this altitude, I think the textures are a little bit less green, more crisp and stuff. So, and yes, the bad weather in X Enviro is some of the nicest I've ever seen. Maybe a little less than Microsoft Flight Sim, but certainly up there in that regard. If I go to X-Plane here, and I scroll down in my screenshots, this was, let's see where it's at. There's, all right. I do have a couple of screenshots here. So this one here, these guys were from my last flight in the flight simulator. My monitor at the time was 1080p. I now run a 4K monitor. Or not 4K. 1440p. 2K. So. And this was with, this here was with Enhanced Skyscapes. And even Enhanced Skyscapes does stuff to the simulator. It just looks good. Compared to default X-Plane, if you have 15 bucks and you want Enhanced Skyscapes, is, yeah. It makes it look a whole lot nicer. But, again, some of the lighting in Enhanced Skyscapes is a little bit odd, to say the least. Especially with the shadows, cloud shadows. So when it's full sunlight out, it looks fine. As soon as they add the cloud shadows, the textures get really, really washed out on the ground, except for where the cloud shadow's at. And I've never been able to figure it out. I think it's just something with the render, how it's done. But then I got X Enviro, and let's just say that's without X Enviro, that's with X Enviro. So, yeah. It just does something to the sim and makes it, doesn't even look like X-Plane at this point. It just looks so much better. So, yep. Alright, we are about 60, 70 miles out from our top of descent, going into Phoenix. It's a real short flight, this one is. Southern California, it is Fork Boys Orthos. It's quite nice. I actually like it a lot. They're resized to 2K instead of 4K, which for GA might be a little bit odd, but for X-Plane, or for airline flying, I think it looks fine. All right. Did not like. Yes, the enhanced skyscapes at sunrise and sunset does look very questionable, to say the least. Yeah, that's the one thing I did not like about enhanced skyscapes. Toga Thrust, you mentioned the rain. So X Enviro's rain, where is it at? Where is that screenshot again? Let me see if I can find it. There. It's just librain. The ski rain effect, OpenGL X-Plane. Let me see, where is it? There's Pacific Northwest. Trying to find that other one again. It's back here. I'm kind of rushing through the shots. There it is. Yeah, so that is the ski rain effect. Yep, the default X-Enviro rain effect is absolute trash. Does not interact with the windshields at all, the windshield wipers. So I went back to OpenGL, found that I'm not getting too much worse FPS than before, and the rain effect and immersion is just amazing, except for right there. That is the only little thing, but on the other side, it doesn't really do it as much. So I think that's just a flight factor issue. But yeah, that's that ski rain effect from OpenGL. If you are curious, it's not something that can be used with Vulkan, sadly, but is what it is. Checklists and procedures. Descent. Oh yes. All right. So I always try and find the bad weather. It's that good. I do enjoy myself when it's bad weather. Orbit, is this X-Plane? Yes, this is X-Plane 11. Right there. That's the classic issue with X-Enviro at the moment. The transparent cloud layer, you can see right there, that dark spot is where the cloud is supposed to be. But because of 1.16, the issue, you can't see it when you're on top of it. It'll be fixed with 1.17, which will be coming out soon. Flying Scotsman. Nope, my flight factor wipes it away. Or wipes the rain. I got a photo of it right there. Kind of see it. It's wiping them away pretty well. So, X-Enviro also adds, I think this is an Extroviro thing, the fog on the windshield when the heat's not on. So that's pretty neat. The iFly 737, that is... The FPS was so bad. Interesting. Huh. Yeah, so I really don't have too many issues with the thin layer. Once 1.17 comes out, I think that's really gonna make it look a lot more like MSFS. People are saying it was a bad time to buy X-Enviro. When I was looking at it, though, X-Plane 12's clouds at this moment, which we can also talk about X-Plane 12 and my thoughts on it. X-Plane 12's clouds, the way they're rendered, is still not how real clouds work. Even Microsoft Flight Sim, the way the cloud light passes through, it's still not right. It's a lot closer, but when you're looking towards the sun, that's when the clouds look real. When you're looking at the clouds with the sun behind you, they look like broccoli, in a way. X-Enviro 1.17 with that update, those clouds look a lot more like real ones. 1.16, when you're under the clouds, they look almost identical to the clouds in real life. When I fly through these things, you feel like you're going the airspeed that is showing here. It's just a lot better. Getting my charts lined up here for Phoenix. Approach ILS 26. I need to go down to 3,000. So with X-Plane 11's default clouds, they're just, years behind everybody else. Prepareds are kind of decent, I guess you could say. They still look fake. Really fake. X-Enviros, I think, look really good for the most part. Minus some of the artifacts you see on them. FS 2020s are by far some of the best. But they do have a couple of issues. Another good add-on for FS 2004 besides the iFly 737. So the iFly, I would say, is one of the best add-ons for FS9 in terms of how it's going to fly for you, systems and stuff. The Captain Sim 757 is decent. It has a couple of quirks you have to work through, but once you get through those, it's actually pretty good. the PMDG 747 Queen of the Skies. That's a really good one. I highly enjoy that. I actually made some textures for it, updates. The Level D767. It's an oldie, but it's a classic. One of the best flight dynamics out there, still to this day, for a 767, and systems as well. Has really good systems. I personally flew the iFly a lot. I flew the PMDG 747 a lot. And I ended up moving on from the PMDG to the iFly 747. I can pull up a couple of photos of it. Let's see here. 747. It would have been the Frankfurt to San Francisco. Yes, here it is. So here is the iFly 747. And if you're looking at getting something where you're a rivet counter and you have the computer power to run it, the iFly is certainly the way to go for you. Because the virtual cockpit on this thing, in my opinion, is one of the best out there. Period. Just the way the way the virtual cockpit on the iFly 747 looks, still, it just does not look like an FS9 airplane at all. And the systems level of this thing is through the roof. So I have a few really good screenshots that I like. This one included. The departure out of Frankfurt, going into, yeah, here's coming out of the clouds. So, all in all, this is by far one of the best airplanes that I could recommend for you. And the night lighting as well. Let's see, the New York to Paris. The night lighting on the 747 is also really, really good. So, this is, again, with the iFly. And it does cast the lights on the ground. That is one of the few airplanes that actually does it, is the iFly 747. Another one would be the quality wings, the BAE 146, the Avro RJ. This here is also a rare one. Not in a way you would think, though. When it loads, they're all on my old hard drive. Let's see if I have a photo of it. The thing about the BAE that surprised me the most is the fact that this is the only airplane that I have ever seen in FS9 where the airplane's shadow can be seen from the virtual cockpit. I have never seen that in any other airplane in FS9. This is the only one. And it's an absolute joy to fly. I loved flying this thing. It has really good virtual cockpit as well. One of the best. So, those are the airplanes I'd recommend for you. Are the iFly 747, the iFly 737, and the BAE 146. Those three. That'll get you your little short range, it'll get you your mid-range, and that'll get you your long haul. Covers all the bases. You can pretty much fly anywhere you want with those three. Let's see here. So yes, Hiroshi Igami, if you're looking at freeware, yeah, you cannot beat his freeware airplanes. They are... I personally didn't fly him too much because I like the systems and I like my virtual cockpits. I am a huge virtual cockpit flyer. That's just how I've always been. I hated 2D panels. But if you do like 2D panels, you can't really beat his. iFly keeps saying, yeah, iFly keeps saying it's impossible to have weather radar in FS9. Captain Sim did it. PSS did it. Freeware Company did it. It's possible. They just didn't want to try, I think is what it came down to. So, Alright, starting our descent. Man, still guys, sorry that you guys don't have sound for this lag. I'm going to try and get that fixed here shortly, once we land. Here's where that cloud layer, you can see it right there. We're starting to go through it. You can see where it should be, but it's just not there at all. So, and then once we get below it, then all of a sudden, oh, there it is again. So, yeah. Wing views are better than nothing though, but YMMV? Not sure what that means. Wing views are nice though. I can have my, yeah, here's the cockpit of the, or the cabin of the 737-800. Kind of walk around. You come out to the wing here, get a wing view. You can open that if you're not careful, so just don't want to touch it too much. Come back up to the front. Alright, so at Phoenix Sky Harbor, we're going to be landing ILS. Let's see if we can get a chart in here. We should be able to. Charts. Back. Airport, maybe? Routes. There's got to be a way to link Navigraph here. Navigraph. Oh, okay. Shoot. Airport. I need to be able to get my charts in here from Navigraph. I know there's a way to do it. I don't remember how to put the charts in. I know there's a way, but I don't remember how. Your mileage may vary. Oh, okay. For some reason, never managed to get a wing view in the fly-by-wire. Oh, so the wing view is in the fly-by-wire. That's a pretty fun one. What you have to do is you go to the back furthest corner of the virtual cockpit. You save it as a view. You go outside, or you go out of the sim. From there, you go into the view config, and you go down, I think it's the X coordinate. You just edit that to like -5 or something stupid. Save it, reload it in the sim. It transports your view outside of that box, and then from there you can just move around the airplane freely. And that's, from there, that's where I go to get the wing view. I can send you a video on it. That's how I figured out how to do it. Alright, so Phoenix's METAR right now is from the 10th, or from the 1st at 151 Zulu. Winds 220 at 7 knots, 10 statute miles visibility, few at 1,000, scattered at 2,600, overcast 3,600, temperature 14, dew point 10, altimeter 2959, remarks automated. Okay. So, 2959. Man, that's a low pressure. Not often we get that low. Yeah, look at those clouds. Oh. Does my name lock off? Uh-oh. My keyboard stopped working. In X-Plane. That's weird. Alright. I have no keyboard now. So I can use my keyboard outside of X-Plane. But then I click on X-Plane and it doesn't work. Hold on. Alright, why is that? not working. Oh. The cursor was on the text box. That's why. Alright. The more you know. The things you learn. Alright, keyboard's working again. You just have to take the cursor off the text box in the Avi tab. Go figure. It's always the dumb things, isn't it? Alright. Good to know. At least that's fixed. Now what would happen to me back in the day? I'd be able to fly the aircraft, remember? I would be able to... No, I don't remember. I'm trying to... You have to jog my memory on that. Alright, so... The frequent... It's going to be 258 on the course. .258 and .258 on the other side as well. And 111.75. Oh. Alright. Oh, we need an ILS. There we go. Passing 12,000 here shortly. Flew in Sims with the keyboard for 7 years. Oh, yes, I do remember that now. I do remember that. But you had a mouse at least. You could, with X-Men, you'd get the little box and you could fly it with a mouse. So you had that going for you. All right. Coming down to 9,000. Well, I was hoping to enjoy the scenery coming in, but instead we're going to get to do some cloud surfing. So, I'll take it. Alright, 2,000 to go. Here you can see the turbulence starting to come in from the cloud layer that's building. Usually once you get high enough above them, above that building layer there, then once you get into the stable air, then less turbulence. But I do get clear air turbulence sometimes. So. Alright, we'll use auto brakes too. There's passing 10,000. I used to fly the simulator back on a... It was an old Windows XP, and I'd ran FS 2002. And I remember when I had gotten the new, well, new to me, office computer from Mum, and that thing could run FS 2002 so much better. And I was like, awesome, I'm going to upgrade to FS 9. It's got the 3D clouds, it's got taxiway signs. So many more airplanes. I remembered I'd wanted a 737 with a 3D cockpit. And there was one for FS9. There were multiple for FS9, but there was none for FS 2002. So I couldn't wait to upgrade to FS9. And then when I got it, I was like, oh my goodness, the performance. So then I ran FS9 at about 15 to 20 frames a second for a couple years. And then at that time, I'd saved up enough money to buy a $250 computer that had a GT 430 graphics card and an i7 2600K or 2400K. And when I put FS9 on that thing, it ran at 60 FPS. It was awesome. I was like, wow, that's cool. And then I got a 1080p monitor, and then that killed it again. So after that, I upgraded the graphics card to a GTX 1050 Ti, and that managed to solve the 1080p issue quite well. And I had no issues with FS9 after that, for the most part, minus a few frame issues here and there. Um, yeah. So after that, it was pretty good for the most part, and then I tried FS20. I tried X-Plane 11 on that computer, and I managed to get it working for a little while, but it wasn't all that great. Um, so yeah, it says I'm getting 22 FPS. It certainly feels a lot smoother than 22 FPS. All right. Let's descend down to 4,000 vertical speed minus 1,500. So yeah, once I wasn't able to get X-Plane running too well, and I got a job in the flight sim industry and FS 2020, I managed to upgrade my computer to what it is now. RTX 2070 Super, Ryzen 5 3600, 32 gigs of RAM, and way too many storage drives that all still seem to fill up like crazy. So if you go up to Abby tab, toggle tablet, about, nope, that's not it. Charts, no. Airports, no. Wait. Um, Providers. Ah, there it is. Aha! There it goes. Alright. Approaches. That's the RNAV. We want the ILS 26. Alright, here's our chart. Oh, alright, it won't let me expand it. Alright, so here's where we're at. We're coming down to 4,000 now. And we'll be joining here. We do have ISYQ, which is not the right one. We should be on ICWJ. 111.75, 111.75. Alright, that's it. Okay, well, we'll see if it is. Minimums are going to be 250. Oh. Alright, and heading mode. Heading select. 25 degrees. Flaps 1. Oh, get that back, get that back, get the back. Alright. We're killing that. Auto throttle off. I have no clue why, but the auto throttle's going whack, and I just oversped the flaps. Thank you for that. I hear rain as well. Yeah, there is rain. Interesting, it's not showing on ski yet. Alright. Arm the approach. Alright, let's try this again. Auto throttle. When I first used FSS 2, what surprised me was I had to ask for... Oh, you had to ask. You know, I used Progressive Taxi a little while, but then I slowly decided to maybe I should figure out how to read the ground charts myself and figure out where I was going, which would work decent for the most part, except for the fact that... Alright, are you gonna overshoot this, or... No, there it goes. Alright, it's got it. Except for the fact that after a while, I was like, alright, FS9 isn't working too well for that. Alright, 135 is going to be our approach speed. Get the speed brake in. It's a little cloudy out today. I remember when you purchased X-Plane 10, you were like, yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah, I had X-Plane 10, and then you were like, X-Plane 11 is going to run so much better, and then it didn't for me. I was like, help? It's like, what happened? It's not working. So, that was fun times. I was like, it's not working for me. Getting like half the FPS as X-Plane 10. So, alright, there's the runway. Ten miles out. Flaps 5, 200 knots. Actually, we'll do 190 knots. We need to be fully configured at 5 nautical miles out. Do you guys still have any sound, or is it still nothing? Nothing? Okay. Alright, well, I will see if we can get that issue solved as soon as I... Alright, flaps 15, 160 knots. Wait a minute. Gear down. Alright, we'll slow up to 150. And then I'm going to disconnect the autopilot and auto throttle and fly the thing myself. Because why not? 125. Come down to 140. We'll add 30 degrees at 5 miles. Fully configured, ready to... There's 30 degrees, 135 knots. Autopilot. Oh, alright. Alright, landing gears down 3, green, flaps 30, landing lights. On taxi lights on. Runway turn off lights on. Those are continue. About 55% and one will hold us there. Complete off a little bit of airspeed here, coming down to 135. Got 7 knot wind from the left, so a little bit of a slight left crosswind. I do have that landing rate plugin, so you can tell me if my landing sucks. I'm used to the height of the 7.5 and 7.6, so hopefully I don't float it too much on the 7.3. Oh, we're floating it. And we're down. There's 60. Manual braking, auto brakes disarmed. Welcome to Phoenix. Decent landing. Had a little bit of a float, but not at all bad, I would think. Alright, we'll come this way. I'm not sure which terminal we're going to, so I'm just going to pick a random gate and stick with it. Alright, flaps up. Spoilers disarmed. Alright. We'll get it to the gate. I will end the flight with both of the, or I'll end the flight on Volanta, and then we can go look at some replays real fast. Let's see, which way are we going? Yeah, we'll take one of these up here. I'm not sure where American's at. Thanks, yeah, it was a decent landing, I think. Coming from the 7.5. I think we're flying. Let me know if you guys want to see the 7.5 or 7.6 on the next 2 legs. I'll fly either. I'll take this gate. Taxi lights off so we don't blind our marshaller here. Keep coming, keep coming. And good. Alright, so let me go ahead and real quick end the flight from Volanta. End flight, we can review it real fast. It said statistics minus 61. Not at all horrible. 1.1 Gs. I'll take it. Alright. I have the 7.6, you can fly the 7.5. Well, we can fly either. I do like the 7.6-7-200. That's a fun little bird to fly. 7.5 is a little bit easier on the climb out. Alright, let's see. Come back to... There's the landing. Hit that. Go to the tower. So, see how this looks. How bad did I float it? Yeah, man, I'm sorry about the no sound. That kind of sucks. Alright. We'll back it up again here. Oh, that was a little too far. And we'll do out here. Oh, other way. Get a little bit closer. There's the float. Alright. So, we'll come back here. Get it on the APU gens. Get the APU bleeds on. And we'll shut down the engines. There comes the jetway. Alright, yaw dampers off. Fuel pumps are coming off. Seat belts are coming off. Probe heat comes off. The electrical generators are going off. Packs are going up. Alright. Any collision lights coming off. Alright, so what do you guys want to see going into Reno and Seattle? 7.5 or 7.6? I will take either. I have flown a little less of the 7.6 than I have the 7.5, though, I will say that. Something other than a freeware Zebo, because I'll be able to fly that on my laptop back at my place, so... Waiting on these people to deboard. And I do want to see, if I go up here, on my 7.5. 7.6 special freighter, I've got the ABX Air 200, no winglets, GE engines, it's a classic. The 767 freighter, I've got Prime Air, Amazon One, I've got the ATI, I've got Amerijet, I've got ABX. Who else? I think I have UPS as well. I've got UPS 7.6. And then we also have... We have the 7.5 freighter, FedEx, and DHL. I would use the FedEx, I think. So, you guys decide. I'll fly it. We're going to go hardware. Oh, home. Set shocks, GPU connect, ASQ connect. Doors, forward entry. Forward cargo, aft cargo. Cabin light. Alright, well, have a good night, Flying Scotsman. Just wait on these people to finish deboarding. We will be on to the next. Alright, see ya, Toga. Or Panos. Alright, boarding completed. We're going to end that flight. Alright, save. And we're going to close that window. And we'll close X-Plane. Alright. So, next leg. We're going to kill. I feel like it's this. I think it's that thing. That's got to be it. I don't know why else X-Plane just doesn't randomly work with sound. But that's weird. Alright, we'll run you as an administrator. Okay, so let's see if the sound works for this one. And while we're at it, see if it's working here. Can you still hear me? And while we're at it, alright, sounds like, according to the stream, you can. See if it's working here. Can you still hear me? And while we're at it, alright. We'll add some of that. So, let's think here. Who goes to Reno? Wait for the program to respond. Still loading everything. Just going. Wait for it to load in real fast. Sky. Flight radar. FedEx gets a 763. Who else gets in there? Low air flights. Louisville gets an A300. Memphis gets a 752. A300, 752, 752, 763. So, I don't know. I kind of like both of them. We have choices. Take a 7.5 or a 7.6. I'm honestly feeling a 7.6 or so. We could do Let's do the UPS 767. That work? Okay, so over here's the cargo ramp. See if he showed up here. Oh, that's Reno. Alright. One of the nice things about having FS 2020 is the ability to just zoom in and find the perfect spot. With X-Plane, you kind of have to go onto Google Maps and find out where the cargo ramp and everything is. So there's the FedEx Ship Center, the UPS customers down at the further end. Alright, so that looks like it would be... That's GA. That's that. So I'm thinking that would be there, and that's there. And there's the GA. And that's gotta be it. So that would be the UPS chip terminal. Do like 1500. That should work. Start loading the 76M. And I will get the flight plan going here on SimBrief. Get that ready to go. Create a new flight. UPS 988. Depart KR Phoenix. To Reno. Airframe is going to be the 767-300 with GE engines. Extra fuel, we're taking 5,000 pounds with us. Passengers, 0. Cargo. Let's take... We'll see what it can carry. I'm thinking like 87 tons or so. 88 tons maybe. It can carry up to 111 tons of cargo. And it is a short flight, only 2 hours. So, while that is loading, that good. Alright, General Electric engines, winglets on. Show that dialog, yes. Alright, let's see. Here comes the test. Can you hear the sound? We're gonna find out very shortly. Fingers crossed. Alright. Let me know if you can hear the sound. Can you hear any of it? Turn that down. I can actually do it myself as well. Alright, let's see. Alright, let's see. Perfect. We have sound. Awesome. Alright. So we'll get the battery on. Perfect. We have sound. Pop that guy up there. Operations, ground. We're going to bring the luggage loader, the fuel truck, the ground power unit, the air conditioning. Well, we don't need air conditioning unit. We need a loader unit. We need stairs. We need shocks. Operations airplane. We're going to open all the doors. We're going to close the bulk. Alright. There we go. Now we're getting our stuff. Okay, next up, what we need to do is go to the airplane, or ground. We're gonna put in 11 pallets. What's our ZFW max here? Okay. We'll do 3,000 pounds of cargo at the bottom, which puts us at 308.8 on the ZFW. 0 fuel weight, passenger, 0 cargo is going to be auto. Alright, the Zephyr 2 to Arista to Dovi to BTY to Keno, and the Resmi 2 into Reno. We're going to hit generate flight, yes. Overriding the previous flight plans. Fuel weight, how much fuel do we need? Block fuel's 38,600 pounds. So we're going to go 38,600. $650. Loading. Alright, it's loading the airplane now. Alright. Alright, I will be right back. Alright. Goodness. How did I manage to flip those two? Alright, we're gonna set that to number 2. And this goes to number 3. 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright. And then I can take this guy. That could be 8. Go over to the other side, and I can have my other view. Wing view. 9. Because we don't have wing views in cargo airplanes, so that's about as close as it gets. External power. Interesting. Auto. External power. Isolation. Some power to the plane. Sure we still have sound there? Good. The auto ever stay off? Those good to have. Auto. The electrical hydraulic motors can stay off for right now. Arm that switch. Those stay off. The fuel pumps will stay off. The position lights are coming on. Window heat's coming on. That goes to auto 1. Landing altitude is going to be... let's find out. Unload that flight. Create it. Import it from SimBrief. Airport elevation is 4,415, so 4,420. Alright. Let's see if there is any... Sure. Alright, that'll work. Okay. Set this to auto. Recirculation pads are coming on. The cockpit's going to auto as well. Isolation valves. We do need that air unit. Alright, there's our air. Okay. We have our flight plan now. I'm gonna go ahead and go to the icon of FMC. The nav data is out of date. It went till December 30th. It's now on the new airback to the 31st. So, oops. But I don't want to exit the sim to update that. So, we are at KPHX. Gate, we don't have a gate. GPS position. Oh. We should have probably made sure we had the PIP. We do. Perfect. Alright. Route. KPHX, we're going to KRNO, Reno, Nevada. We're going on runway. Runway today is 26. Departure. And we're going to use the out of the departure here. Runway 26. We're on the... It's the Zephyr 2. Zephyr 2 is correct. I think it's the resistor transition, or the resistor transition as well. So that's helpful. It is the resistor transition. And then route. Next page. And then direct to Dove. Keno. Then the Rusmy 2. Arrival. Rusmy 2. And the ILS 34 left. No transition. Route. Activate. Runways still 26 miles. Flight number is UPS 988. Execute. 4 minutes to go on that. Alright, gross weight is 338 tons. Estimated was 344, so we're a little bit lighter than I said we were going to be. How much fuel do we have on board? Pop up to the overhead, that's where it's at. We have 30 tons of fuel. That's not right. We're supposed to have more than that. It says unloading point. Great, that's awesome. So this is going to fix our fuel for us? Alright, we'll let it unload it, and then we'll load it back up again with the correct fuel. Alright, reserves 5. Cruising altitude is 340. Cost index is 38. Takeoff flaps 5. Let's see what flaps 15 gives us. 134, 139, and 147. Let's see what flaps 5. Yeah, we could do that. You can see our gross weight's decreasing like crazy. Trim is going to be 2.2. Come back here. Looking at right there. 2.2. 152, our V2 is going to be 172. V2 plus 20. Altitude is going to be just up to 340 right off the bat. Heading is going to be 260. Runway heading. Waiting on the cargo now. Outside, look around a bit. Oh, that's not. Ah! Shoot. Here we go. The GE engines. Now I could see why people. I think there's a mod that rebuilt those to look a lot better. There is, right here. It's a GE engine replacement. If I can figure out how to put it on, I might do it. But apparently it's complicated. So it's going to take a little bit of time to figure out how to put it, install it, I guess you could say. Well, this guy does a lot of GE mods. Yeah, right there. The fan blades look so much nicer. Realistic engine mods. Does quite a lot. He has the Leap 1A, the Leap 1A version 2, the Pratt Whitney, the CF6 for the Flight Factor 767. I think he does more. He's done more as well. work in progress. Yeah, here's the... He's done the RB211s, I believe. Oh, here's a video. And that's some event. Let's see, how do his engines
We'll start
look?
up. We should start anyway in the meantime. Let's go ahead and park brake can't come off. That's good. Flatnet temperatures, too much FMC messages, too much.
Gotcha. Yeah, here he is the, yeah, here's the Rolls-Royce. New engines for the 7.5 flight factor. If I can figure out how to put them on there, I will. But it says, installation of this mod is not for the faint-hearted. So, yeah, we'll see if we can get it. Alright, we can close some of these out. We don't need them all open. Yeah, I think the that engine mod might be quite nice. Certainly help the engines out a bit. That's for sure. Alright, come out here, take a look at the winglets. The winglets on the 767 are over 6 feet tall. Kind of cool fact. Didn't know for a little while, and I was like, oh boy, bigger than I thought they were. It's pretty cool to see. Moving along to the back, looking up at the tail fin, the UPS titles up there. Very nice. Alright, should be unloaded. Now we can go ahead and reload the plane, get ready to go. Let's see if our fuel's increasing. There it's going. 30.2. Sweet. Now we're getting the fuel that we need to get up to Reno. That's what we need. Let's go explore the airport a little bit. I haven't really taken too much time to look at the airport. But I know this is one of the major Southwest hubs. If you watch Flying with Big Earn, he is a 737 pilot for Southwest Airlines. He is based here out of Phoenix, and I know he does quite a lot of videos, and I think he has from this parking garage or this parking garage up here. One of the two. All I remember is that you get a lot of that view, or from his car. But yeah, he does a lot of flying out of Phoenix. Phoenix also has this sky bridge up there, which is pretty neat. Go under it. We might end up having to go under it, because runway 26 is over here, I believe. Yep, we will be going under the sky bridge. That's cool. To get over to the runway. Because we are all the way up in this corner. So unless we cut through there, which wouldn't be as fun. So yeah, we'll take this taxiway down, come across the sky bridge, and pop on over. That'll be sweet. You can enjoy that. Alright, I know Reno got a lot of snow, so for now this leg, we're going to go to X-Enviro, we're going to go to weather briefing, not weather briefing, error. X-Enviro settings, and we're going to turn the seasonal changes on. Done. Alright, I'm going to turn X-Plane down a little bit as well. 60%. Can you still hear me fine? Those of you still watching? 60%. Can you still hear me fine? Orbit, I believe you are for right now. I know Panos, it was 5 o'clock where he's from, so he went to bed. FS10, I have not seen him for a little while. The Flying Scotsman had to leave as well. So I think you are the only one here. Just waiting on the cargo to finish up, and we'll be on our way out of here. We're gonna taxi under the sky bridge to leave. I need better pushback, pre-plan. I added a little bit of music for the fun of it. Alright.
Ground to cockpit, plan acknowledged. Call me through the menu when you are ready.
So yeah, you get to watch a whole 7.6 flight by yourself. I feel like I could sit up a little more, but I don't know. Maybe I'm just weird about that. I think I'm at the right height. Yeah, I'm at the right height. I haven't sat in a 767 in a while, you know? No, I'm kidding. I haven't sat in a 767 at all. I've sat in a 747, but not a 7.6. I went up into the cockpit of the 7.4. Got a cool tour of it when I was in Oshkosh this past year. All those photos are on my laptop, though. I don't have them on my main PC. So, because I have been living with my laptop for a long time, I haven't had my PC for a while now. So, have I tried playing FSX? Funny story about that. Yes, I have. I tried playing FSX a while ago, years ago now, and I absolutely hated it. The reason being was just going from FS9 to FSX felt like a step backwards rather than a step forward. Just wasn't a huge fan of it. For one, my FPS when I had it weren't that good. So there's 260. And then on top of that, I just didn't really enjoy it all that much. So yeah, once I kind of played it for a little bit, I left it real quick. Just didn't enjoy it all that much, especially when it came to the graphics. Just I had FS9 where I liked it; it was happy. So for me, moving on to FSX just didn't work out too well. Will I ever try it? Probably not. If I ever have to install it, it's only going to be for work. I am not going to install it just to have it. If I want an FSX simulator, I can get prepared. I already have version 5. Need to update it, but I'm not going to bother because I'm going to be leaving in 2 days for another 5 months or so. So it's not worth updating right now. And this one is backwards again. So maybe when I return back home, after getting back from stuff, then I will update prepared and then use it. But for right now, I'm fine with X-Plane. It runs great on my laptop, as does Microsoft Flight Sim. Hopefully within the next month and a half to 2 months, January or February sometime, the PMDG 7.3 should be releasing for Microsoft Flight Sim. And it'll be all fine and dandy. We can start using that and slowly transitioning to mostly FS 2020. That is if a Sobo gets on their game, starts actually working on stuff that will help the simulator, not hurt it. I think the less time they spend on all the extra crap that they've been working on, the better. It needs help, I could say, and not in so much the route of kind of real fast advanced effects. They turn the dirt off. It just looks nicer, cleaner. FS 2020 I've flown it for about a little less than a year now. Almost a year, actually. It'll be about a year in January that I've had FS 2020. And I've enjoyed it. It's a good sim. But without proper airliners, it's just hard. So once once some of your bigger airplanes, like the PMDG and so on and so forth, once they come into the sim, then I think I'll go back to it a lot more. But for right now, X-Plane I've kind of gone full in on, just for those reasons. It's a lot more polished than Microsoft Flight Sim. Way more polished. Alright. Okay, we're ready to go. So we're going to turn our beacon lights to... Better push back. Start
Grounded cockpit. Tow is driving up.
Yeah, I understand why they don't sell them anymore, though. Because they can only support so many simulators. And for a sim like FS9, where the market for it is so small, for them to be able to support it, it's just not worth it. They wouldn't make enough money. And you would have a lot of FS 2004 requests like, hey, this isn't working. Why is it not working? Can you help me? PMDG, I contacted Robert Randazzo regarding some of the stuff for the 747 to work on some textures for it, and he helped me. But it was very limited because he didn't have FS9 installed anymore. He didn't have the ability to access the 747 for FS9.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect.
So that's a lot of it. They just don't have the access anymore. They could if they wanted, but they're just not willing to. And I feel like I'm really far back. I am far back. Let's come forward. That feels better. Over here.
Tow connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
Alright. Rear brake set. Is released.
Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
Alright. Ready for an engine start in the 7.6. Sounds pretty cool, honestly. Alright. Left engine ground. Haven't used FS9 in a while since ground trip. Straight up glitched. Yeah, the FS9 ground textures are certainly behind in terms of modern standards, especially coming from FS 2020 going back to FS9, and even X-Plane 11 going back to FS9. X-Plane by no means has good ground textures default, but Ortho for XP going from that back to default is just, we're going from this back to FS9. It's just hard because you get so used to having one thing and then you lose it. It's just it's just oh boy. Yeah.
Operation complete. Go ahead and set the parking brake. Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
T20. I might end the stream at Reno because it's about a 2-hour flight up there and it's already 10:30 where I'm at. Alright. So I'm disconnecting the hand signals. AP is off.
Tow is disconnected and bypass bin has been removed. Hand signal on the right. We'll see you next time and have a safe flight.
And I think it's a flaps 15. That's what we did. Flaps 5. Perfect. Parking brake APU generators off, that's fine. FMC message. That's good. Alright, APU gen. We can keep that on for the moment. That's fine. Alright, park brake. Disconnect. Yes, this is the 767. Oh, this is the interesting one. I forgot about this. This is unlike the older 767s. So because of the way it is, I have to set these. So we're going to set our V1 as 137 set. V2 is 144. V3 is 152. There we go. Now we're good. I forgot you had to do that on this lane. It'll take a bit to get us moving. is Phoenix International. Over there is their guard unit, Arizona Guard with the KC-135R fuelers. And I think up in Reno they might have F-16s, the Arizona Guard. Don't quote me on it. Maybe it's Reno, or maybe not. I don't remember. But yes, this is Phoenix Sky Harbor, Phoenix, Arizona. Do you hear X-Plane sound fine? One of the other reasons I don't like going back to FS9 is because Orbix Volanta does not work on it, nor does Navigraph charts with real view, where I can actually see the airplane on the chart in real time, nor do a lot of the other add-ons that I use nowadays that I've become accustomed to. Not having them kind of sucks. So that's one of the things that FS9 lacks, is the ability to use the modern add-ons. Another example is the tablet. I can use my iPad as a FMC and just type stuff directly into the FMC through my iPad. With FS9 I can't. But with FS 2020 and X-Plane 11 I can, which is nice. However, we couldn't take off too far right, because it's shorter. Still 10,300 long. About 1,000 feet shorter than the 2.6. Alright, I'll see you later. Alright, well, I'm gonna go ahead and kill the stream. Flying on into Reno. Well, thank you guys for watching on the first leg. That was quite enjoyable. A little short flight over to Phoenix from Palm Springs, California. So, hoping to bring back a little bit of S9 content here in the next month or two. Depends on how much school gets in the way and stuff. We'll see. Thanks again for watching. See you next time.